Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, Gun Breakdown, a Beginner's Guide. I'm Jonathan, and today we're going to be continuing our Walther series. This is going to be the breakdown and cleaning of your Walther PDP SF, also known as a steel frame pistol. All right, let's go ahead and get right into it. First things first, we're going to make sure that this weapon is pointed in a safe direction. We're going to clear the weapon of source of ammunition, which there is no magazine inserted. We're going to go ahead and rack the slide to the rear and do a physical and visual inspection of the chamber. So I see nothing, I feel nothing, weapon is clear. Okay, now while we got this to a rack to the rear, we're going to go ahead and we're going to flip the side lock lever 90 degrees clockwise. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay. Now we're going to let the slide go back forward and we're going to pull the trigger to get the slide off. So some cool stuff about this pistol while we're breaking this down is the MSRP on this is $18.99 currently as of July 30th, 2024. So if you got a spare $2,000 and you want to get into competition shooting or just want a badass gun in general, this is definitely the one to get. I strongly recommend it. The ergonomics, it has ergonomics of the regular Walther PDP pistols with a little hump right here for your palm to sit in. It has the upgraded competition trigger, and it has the upgraded guy rod and spring. And mine also has an optic on it. It has the Holosun 507, competition optic on it. So it is truly a wonderful pistol. It handles recoil quite well because it is a steel frame versus the regular polymer frame PDPs, and it is a full length. So it just is really honestly just a tack driver. So definitely get your hands on one if you can. You won't regret it, I promise. So let's move on with the cleaning. So you're going to want to take your solvent and you're going to go ahead and you're going to want to spray along the spring, along inside of here, along right here in this hole, and this will cut out this notch right here. And as you're moving along with spraying it, you're going to want to make sure that you are moving the action in combination with what you're spraying. Okay, so we'll go ahead and set the pistol grip down. We're going to take our guide rod and our spring, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to spray that as well. Use your fingers to work the solvent across the guide rod and the spring. Help spread that around. Next is going to be your barrel. You're going to want to make sure that you spray inside right here where this little cutout is, and then you want to spray right here on the breech face. And then you want to make sure you spray inside of the barrel as well. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay. All right, we got that. I'm going to set that down. And make sure you're wiping your hands as you go along the way so you're not getting any extra solvents or anything like that. Spread across your firearm because it'll just make a big mess. Next, we're going to go ahead and we're going to spray right here inside of the slide. Okay. Now that we've let that set for a second, we're going to take our brush and we're going to go ahead and we're going to brush alongside everywhere that we just sprayed while also working the action at the same time. As far as the magazine capacity, the standard mags that it comes with is it's 18 round mag. You can carry 18 plus 1. For those of you that don't know what that means just carrying one in the chamber in combination with carrying a magazine of 18, which is a total of 19 rounds. So we'll go ahead and set this pistol grip down. We're going to take this, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to brush that down. And roll it over. Okay. Now that that's done, we're going to take our bristles and we're going to wipe them off on our clean rag. Okay. Now that's done, we're going to take our brush and we're going to go hit the chamber. All right, now that's done, we can set that down to the side. We're going to wipe off our brush again. Okay, now we're going to take our brush to our slide, making sure that we get into the nooks and crannies of everything that we just sprayed. Help spread that solvent around. Try to get behind. We're trying to get any left behind residue, any left behind lead, carbon, small metal shavings. Okay, and we'll set that down. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to take our bore brush and we're going to go run through the bore. You're going to want to make sure that you're twisting it along the way if you can. And then you're going to want to do that a few times until your barrel is clean. You don't see any specks left behind inside of your barrel. That looks good to go on my side. So you're going to want to do that as many times as you need to. You can take your solvent or your CLP, you can spray inside of there, and you can take your bore brush or your bore snake and run that through. And then to finish that off, we're going to take our patch and we're going to push it through from the inside to the outside of the bore. And then you're going to run that through as many times as you need to, just to touch up on the inside of it, on the inside of your muzzle. You just want to make sure that it's clean and good to go. Okay. And so now that that's done, we're going to go ahead and we're going to take our applicators, which are just a fancy name for gun Q-tips. Unfortunately, these are the thin, cheap, crappy ones that break apart. But get you some good quality ones. It's worth the money. Make sure you get all that carbon and stuff that's left behind in there out. Starting back here. Anything that moves, we want to get all that nasty stuff out. And it's okay if you need to run some more solvent on it because it is just too filthy. You didn't do a good enough job on the first pass through. That's absolutely okay. I'm definitely going to have to do this with this gun because of how much I've shot it recently. This is actually my first time cleaning it since I've broken it in. Now, you may be wondering, how many rounds does it take to break in your pistol? Generally, it takes about 1,000 rounds to break it in, break in your barrel. Get carbon and stuff, everything in the right places that you need to get it in. You're wanting to push out any imperfections. So helping those rounds really just kind of helps carve out that the spiraling inside of your barrel. So shooting 1,000 rounds is always a good route to go when it comes to getting a new pistol. And I'm not saying you have to shoot every day or even every week. I would recommend it just to keep your skills sharp, but 1,000 rounds is a lot. But when it comes to your accuracy, inches matter, and even then, still, and even lesser than that, millimeters matter. So Just make sure that you really put in, make sure you take care of your gun, you know, and it'll take care of you. Make sure you get in the inside of the grooves when you're cleaning, you're wiping it down. Flip this lever so you can get underneath it. All right, now that that's done, we're going to go ahead and we're going to move on to our barrel. We're going to take some applicators and we're going to run through right here. Alrighty, got that. And we're gonna make sure that we come up right here, and we're gonna run our applicator through right here, this little gap. Make sure we get anything that we may have missed. Nope. Okay, that's good. That's done. Now we're gonna move on to our slide. We're gonna get inside of this hole right here. Clean that out with the Q-tip. See what I mean? Having these break on you all the time is an absolute pain in the ass. So make sure you get the good quality Q-tips so you're not constantly just breaking your stuff. Last thing you need is your Q-tip head getting stuck inside of a hole that you can't get out of. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. Get all that stuff out of there. And you want to make sure that you're really clean. You really want to make sure that you clean out your extractor quite well. So your extractor is going to be, you see that little hook right there? You want to make sure that you take your applicator and you really get underneath it, or your cleaning rag and get underneath it and move it out the way and spray some solvent or CLP right there, break it down. That'll make it a lot easier to clean up. There we go. See all that stuff that comes out. And you're going to do that as many times as you need to. Next, we're going to go ahead and we're going to take our cleaning rag and we're going to wipe down everything else before we put on our oil, get rid of this excess solvent. All right. And now that we got that done, we're going to take our trigger housing group, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to wipe that down really quick. Make sure you get inside the mag well in combination. You don't want to miss any spots in there because it does get really dirty in there, especially if this is your, if for some reason this is your everyday carry. Dust can build up in there quite easily, or dirt, and just the regular stuff from shooting. Okay. Now that that's done, we're going to go ahead and put this back together. You're going to want to make sure that your barrel goes into the bigger hole right here with the hook side facing down. This is what it'll look like when it's flush. And you want to make sure that this end of your guide rod and spring goes down into this hole right here, and it's going to sit right here in this little cutout, that notch right there. Here we go. And this is what it'll look like when it's sitting in the proper place. Now we're going to go line this up with our pistol grip, the grooves on it. Okay, rack that back to the rear. Flip this, the slide lock lever 90 degrees counterclockwise. And you should hear a little pop. Let this go. And now you've completely disassembled, cleaned, and reassembled your Walther PDP SF, also known as a steel frame. So the last thing that we need to do is perform our functions check. So we're going to grab our pistol. We're going to squeeze the trigger. Let it go. Rack the slide to reset the pin. This time you're going to pull the trigger and hold it down here for a click. And now you're going to rack the slide to the rear while you're holding the trigger down. And then you're going to release the trigger and listen for a soft clunk noise. Next is going to be pulling the trigger for a click. Reset it. And there you go. Now you've also performed your functions check on your pistol. Guys and gals, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and share. If you have any criticisms on the video, things you would have liked to have heard more of or seen, please let me know. And thank you so much for joining me today. Everything you guys do helps with the algorithm on YouTube. So please, again, like, comment, subscribe, and share. If you guys have any questions, comment below, let me know. And thank you so much for joining me. I hope you all have a great day. And remember to carry every day and stay safe.